What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. It is Thursday, Tiny Profit Thursday, Thunderous Profit Thursday. I don't know. It's just Thursday. So today I traded my funded account, and I'm going to get into the details of why I traded the funded account today and whether it was a good or a bad idea. So again, let's start with the top down and go from there. All right, on the daily, you can see this was our candle yesterday, and this was our candle today. We had our pre-market low down here, we had our prior day low here, pre-market high and prior day high. So we weren't inside the prior candle, we were a little bit outside of it, just kind of stepped down. If you think of like stepping down a step, is kind of what we did. And the time frames weren't 100% in line today as well, but that's something that I'll show you here in just a second. What I wanted to see is this area here is equal to this area back here. And that's kind of what had me thinking, like, if we break down, this could go. Like, we've got plenty of room down to go. I had 4 targets to the upside, 4 targets to the down. All right, on the 1 hour, you can see from day before yesterday, we traded down. Yesterday, we kind of chopped around in here, and then the pre-market, we were up, and then we sold off. So part of me was wondering, like, especially with this pre-market low being equal to the prior low back here, I was like, is the move done? Have we already made the move? And so that was kind of a concern for me. And my upside target was the pre-market high. We had a fib, so if you take a fib and draw it, I'll show it on this one. I got it on my other computer, but take this and draw it down to here. The pullback that we had, 5.5 and 0.618 is kind of where we would need to go to be like a healthy trend. So I had a target up here, but I actually adjusted it just a little bit to one inside of this gap and one inside of this gap. So that's where my targets were on the upside, 2 of them rather. The other one was at the prior day high prior, and then pre-market high this morning. On the 1 hour, you can see we kind of chopped around in the early session and then sold down, pulled up and sold down. So I have a fib here. It's kind of hard to see. We got the 0.618 and the 0.5 right here, which we did hit. So that was a good sign for continuing lower. And as you can see, we're actually continuing lower right now. And I'm going to touch on that when we get to my actual trade process. I kind of missed out on this. So the only thing I want to point out here is something that I did notice. I drew this first. I put in the fib and then I drew this. And I didn't draw. Normally, you'll see I extended up to the FVG or something, but when I drew it out, we were just after market close. This candle was active right now, and again, I always wonder on is the next candle valid for testing a shelf or not? And so I was kind of struggling with that, and so we tested the shelf here. And then I drew the fair value gap later, and then I realized my stop needed to be a little bit higher. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. On the 15 minute, you can see we have a shelf right up here as well that's showing. And then we traded down. We put in our pre-market low. Market opened. We pushed up. We pushed down. This is a line that I was like, okay, we need to break this line in the sand. And this is a line that I drew that we needed to break as well as we kept wicking. You can see we wicked, then this one broke, and now this one is breaking this one as well. So I do wish I was still in the trade at this point, but it is what it is. 5 minute opening range started here. We bounced off of the pre-market low and pushed up, pulled down. We opened in the pre-market, pushed up, pushed down, kind of chopped around, we'll say, kind of through here. So you've got to wick down, wick up, wick up. Then this big candle here, this is the actual candle where I got in. This candle closed, I got in, we pushed up. I drew this after these candles had been here. I didn't draw this one until like this candle had been down through here. And the support here, resistance up here, you can see my entry was here. We chopped around. I entered another one way up here, and then we sold down, and you can see I exited both of them right here. I exited prematurely on that, and I'll show you more on the 1 minute when we get there. But still kind of just choppy action within this range area. We finally have now broken out of the range. All right, now for the 1 minute. So again, orb low, midline, orb high, price pushed up, pushed down, pushed up, pushed down, pushed up, pushed down. Right here when we entered, I was like, man, this is a lot of tests of the orb low. Hopefully we can just break it and go. And so we had candles closing in it, and some people, if they go to the 1 minute, they won't take a trade where it does this. And normally I like to see a displacement away from it as well and a retest. But I wanted to stick to the structure, stick to the trade plan. And I graded today a C based on where we were in the trend. Maybe the move was already over, but I had 4 targets to the downside, I had 4 targets to the upside. I decided to trade the funded account today as well based on that, and I had 3 possible trade scenarios playing out. One was I take the trade, the short here, and it just goes straight down and hits target. That's trade 1. Trade 2 is we pull back up and we get up to the VWAP area, midline, upper band, and take another entry up there, and it goes down. That's trade 2. And then trade idea 3 was we actually break through above this area, come back and retest the VWAP and then go higher. That was trade option 3, which would be the flip trade. Either way, I done the math and I could profit on the day doing it. There was one fourth option, which is just a choppy chop day where maybe it double flips or something like that, and I wind up taking 2 losses. That would have been almost a max drawdown day had I done that, which would have been bad in hindsight. But having the 3 options, 3 of the 4 options, I could profit from, and so to me, probability was in my favor at that point. So we broke down. I entered the trade. We immediately rejected from that, came up and rejected from the midline and went back down. We did break a little bit lower, and then we pushed back up to the midline as well. This candle right here scared the pants off of me. Like, I was like, what just happened? Was there some big news or something? What's going on here? So I was like, well, we'll just have to wait and see. And as you can see, we hit the midline again and rejected back down. I drew some of these trend lines in as candles were playing out, trying to find like a break point and stuff. And right around here, after this candle closed, was when I drew this support here. I already had the resistance up here, and then VWAP, as you can see, pulled into the orb and toward the bottom of the resistance. So I liked this setup here, and I was like, okay, this is going to be my entry if we come up there. I didn't place an entry on VWAP because I was afraid we were going to break through, and as you can see, we had some strong candles right here. So I waited for a rejection of VWAP, and I wound up getting in right here, right before the candle closed. And as you can see, we sold off just as hard. So when we sold off, this was the problem area, I guess you would say. We sold off down through here, we hit orb low again, and we just pierced in almost into the one that I drew here, but we did pierce into the one on the 5 minute over here. And so when we pierced it and rejected, I was like, I'm risking $450 with my stop up here. I'm up at this point. It was like 200 ticks, which on 2 contracts is $200. So I knew I was up about $200 here. I was like, I don't want something to happen with this news that pushed this up for this to just fly off and go stop me out, because that would be technically $600. So in urgency or in a haste, I moved my stop down, and you can see I moved my stop down, and I got ticked out right here, and it went just a little bit higher and then rolled over. What I should have done is I had this box drawn here. I even had these wicks right here drawn. My stop should have at least been up here instead. Had it been, we would have been fine, and it would have sold back down. And my first take profit was just a little bit below this shelf area down here, actually, because when I entered this contract up here, this was the stop position or target position, and we definitely hit it now. So my hesitancy cost me a lot of money today, or my quick reaction to not wanting to give money back. I never should have, I guess, came above this box here, this shelf here, because we hadn't really tested it. We kind of poked it a little bit and then went lower. But like I said, I had this resistance area right through here. I could have drawn and at least kept my stop above that rather than tightening it the way I did down to here. So I was just trying to get inside of my break even, which was probably like right here actually. And that's what caused me. I did leave it a little bit of profit again. Like I said, I was up like 200 ticks down here. That'd been like $200. This would probably be $300-400 down here had I stayed in. But we got a nice trend line down now. So we're in that downtrend now. That would have been really nice to be in. As I said, I did trade the funded account today, so I got 45.50 in it and 42 in the eval account. Just a little bit of difference there on them, so you can see I do have a little bit of money in there. So yeah, hopefully you learned a lot more today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. That all day long. Leave the likes, the subscribes, the comments. Do all those things, and let me know any ways you think I can improve. And let me know if you see anything from what I've shown here on the 1 minute or anything that I might have missed for why I should have taken the trade or not taken the trade at all or anything like that. I would love to talk to you about that in the comment section. And other than that, it is Thursday. We got one more day and of the weekend, and it's the weekend. We got another baseball tournament this weekend, so hopefully we'll do good for that. We got practice tonight, practice tomorrow night. Got a busy rest of the day today and busy day tomorrow, so we'll just see what Friday has for us. So hopefully you have a great day, and I will see you soon.